A second stimulus check. Debate heats up with confusion about how many weeks your UI, unemployment benefits, PUA, and FPUC might get extended under a second stimulus package. Hey everybody, this is LALATE with a second stimulus check and stimulus package update for today. Our third of 5 second stimulus check videos. We're going into a lot of detail today, so please watch all those videos. Earlier today, we went through this check itself, SSDI, SSI, and Social Security with a totally new twist you never heard of before. Our second video, which you really have to watch, went through what are essential workers and do they qualify for the $10,000 hazard pay under the second stimulus package. Our fourth video will go through each state that is doing a rent moratorium or a rent forgiveness. You need to watch that video as well. And later today is EIDL as always. But this video is going to do something which no one has really ever done for you before. And it's going to go through the timelines of extending unemployment, PUA, FPUC, under both your state and the federal government. First, let me respond to something that is causing a lot of confusion. You know, I can only do so much, but I'm here to help. Someone dropped in the comments yesterday something was totally wrong, and unfortunately 5 or 6 people saw it and started commenting back, and I had to delete it. Yesterday, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, extended UI benefits in our state. And that's not unusual, and I'm going to get to that shortly. If you're new to this channel, earlier this week I did a video which said that every state has a law on its book that allows that state to extend normal weeks of unemployment benefits in the case of an emergency. This qualifies as a case of an emergency. The pandemic qualifies as a state of emergency. So a lot of states have already extended the number of weeks of unemployment assistance. Gavin Newsom on Friday extended the number of weeks of unemployment assistance. Again, this is unemployment assistance. It's not the $600 from the federal government. The $600 from the federal government is FPUC. It's not paid by the state. It is not governed by state law. It has nothing to do with the state. The only thing it has to do with the state is the state ultimately sends it to you. It comes from federal law. So Gavin Newsom did not extend the $600 from the federal government. But what I'm going to do next for you is go through a lot of great minutia and detail that no one was really explained until this video. And I'm going to go slow so it's clear and simple for you. How many weeks of unemployment assistance do you have currently under the CARES Act, and what could you have going forward? All right, so let me explain to you. Every state has a certain number of weeks of UI, unemployment benefits, in just a normal year back in 2017, 2016, when there's no pandemic going on. There's a normal number of weeks, okay? You got that. When the pandemic hit, members of Congress said, oh, we're going to have a problem. We need to extend the number of weeks of normal unemployment benefits that people would normally have. So what they did in May, in the CARES Act, the first stimulus package, is pass what was called PEUC, which is Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Assistance. P like Paul, E as in Edward, U as in Uncle, C as in Charles. PEUC. In May, members of Congress said, hey, we're going to have a problem. We don't want states to run out on number of unemployment benefits weeks. We're going to extend them. So let me go through this for you. Now, this has nothing to do with PUA. It's nothing to do with PUA. It's for UI. So every state first, I'm going to go very simple for this because I know it's going to make it complicated. I'm going to go very, very simple. Every state starts with a number of weeks of unemployment assistance, UI. I'm not talking about PUA yet. I'm just talking about UI, unemployment. You normally have a certain number of weeks. When those number of weeks run out, then you have PEUC. PEUC provides 13 weeks of additional unemployment benefits to individuals who previously collected unemployment benefits. So it gave you 13 additional weeks of unemployment assistance from your state than you would not normally do. All right, so that was passed in states before extended benefits became available. What are extended benefits? Well, those are when states extend benefits. So the way it works is you would normally have a certain number of weeks of UI benefits. Let's say it's 20 in your state, in a non-pandemic environment, 20 weeks. Well, the pandemic hit, and then the governments realized, oh, we need to pass a law. They passed PEUC in May. So they said, okay, instead of 20 weeks, we're going to give you additional 13 weeks. So, okay, instead of 20 weeks, we'll give you 13 additional weeks. So now it's 20 plus 13. You have 33 weeks. We're giving you 13 additional weeks. That's that. Now, there's two other things to remember. States have now extended additional weeks of unemployment benefits beyond that. Beyond that, you have your normal benefits, you have the additional 13 of PEUC, and states are adding additional weeks on top of that. That's the first thing. The second thing is the HEROES Act, which is a bill that started in the House and is now in the Senate. That proposes to give you additional weeks, more than what I just said, additional weeks of unemployment assistance. So how does that work? That would give you, boy, I'm going to go through it as, I'm going to go through it as, it's hard for me to remember all these numbers. It's a lot of numbers, and hence that's why I'm going slowly for you. So the HEROES Act, which is currently going through debate and will get solidified in some form of second stimulus check package somewhere around August 8th. That's the date that this channel is reporting will be passed. You'll get more weeks. All right, before I get to that, let me go over to my PUA people. As you know, PUA, Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, is for independent contractors. And I got to say this one thing, because I've dropped in a lot of comments to viewers, because a lot of you, I guess, are not on PUA. And I've been telling you all this week, if you qualify for PUA, if you qualify for UI, get on it right now. Watch yesterday's video, because I explained to you why you need to do it. The reason simply is the following. The bill currently before the Senate, the HEROES Act, gives better treatment to people, further weeks of benefits to those people who are currently in the system of UI and PUA now than those that come into the system in August. So don't wait around to August, because ultimately you'll get less potential weeks of benefits. All right, PUA. How many weeks does PUA get? So PUA gets 39 weeks of benefits starting from your prescribed week. So whatever was your first week that you indicated on your PUA application, you have 39 weeks ahead of time. So you're not, my PUA people sometimes in the comments say, I'm running out of PUA benefits in July. No, you're not. No, you're not. You have 39 weeks of PUA benefits. What's running out in July is FPUC. That's $600 from the federal government. Remember, the $600 from the federal government is called FPUC. It pays you $600 from the federal government on top of UI and on top of PUA for every week you're impacted from the month of March to the month of July. Repeat, it's $600 from the federal government for every week you're impacted from the month of March to the month of July. It goes on top of UI, it goes on top of PUA. It is not PUA, so $600 is not PUA. So my PUA people, you're not running out of weeks anytime soon. You got 39 weeks. Even if you listed your earliest possible date as March, you can't have a date earlier than March under PUA. You got 39 weeks since from March. So that's that. Let me get to the House Committee on Ways and Means. I actually have the document here. I'm going through a lot of congressional documents today for you on all these videos. And this one talks about what the HEROES Act would do. So let me go through it. FPUC. $600 from the federal government, which I just went through. The HEROES Act would do the following. It would add $600, it would extend the $600 per week through January 31st, 2021. PUA, which generally provides benefits similar to state employed benefits and individuals, would also be extended to January 30th, 2021. PUC would still stay in place, so PUC would still provide 13 additional weeks. Additional provisions to provide certainty for state and ensure that workers receive benefits. There's a lot of other parts that are slightly tied around PUA, FPUC, and UI that I never talk about. I'm going to talk about them right now. And this is part of the HEROES Act. It would provide a Family First Coronavirus Response Act, which would allow states to request interest-free federal loans for state unemployed benefits extending through January 30th of next year. It would provide federal financing of regular extended benefits through June 30th of next year. It would give $15 million to state unemployment offices to get their systems up to snuff. Boy, they need it. Boy, 15 million? I mean, 50 million ain't, I don't know, 15 million ain't going to cut it. You're talking about 50 states? Of the 50 states, I think all 50 of them have outdated computer systems. What happens, so here's some questions that viewers often ask, and I'm going to answer them for you as well. What happened to applicants for unemployed benefits in recent weeks? So a lot of people have filed and they haven't been processed. The good news is that if you got them filed, you're teed up in the current system. Are all workers now receiving the federal unemployment benefits provided by the CARES Act? No, not necessarily. So you may have been on UI benefits before the CARES Act, before the pandemic. So you may not be a CARES Act type person. You're only in the CARES Act if you're getting that $600 from the federal government or if you're on PUA. Does the $600 FPUC prevent or discourage people from returning back to work? No, it doesn't. I mean, who wrote this? I guess they wrote it for, I guess you know who they wrote it for. What have we done to have states with a flood of applications for unemployment compensations? So it provides an additional $1 billion in grants paid in two $500 million allotments to help unemployment benefits. I'm not quite sure where that money's going, but it's not going to you, and it's just a little bit annoying to hear that.